I didn't turn comment on race, but he could be.
I've talked to him before. I have destroyed him, and I've had I spent about 4 or 5 hours, and what was it? It was what's his name? Pepe's room, Pepe's house. I just happened to go in there, and Ali was, on stage. I went on stage. I think it was about, I want to say, between 2 and 4 hours. We went back and forth. I obliterated that guy for every single point he made. Was destroyed. I mean, he walked away from that. He's not a good debater. He's a good, pointing fingers. You did well. Basically, like
he's a good propagandist.
What Sapien does. You did this. You did this. They did that. They did that. They did that. But you don't have proof of. You don't have any context behind it, and you are pointing fingers, especially if others have done the same or worse. And that's what Ali does. He points fingers.
That's what you do, Edward. That's called projection.
But No. How's it going? Would you like to say something? Andy?
Needlick, are you there? Needlick just came down stage.
He's warming up the meatball.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. We won't attack you. We only attack the ones we have a history with.
Yeah, speak for yourself, don't say we. I mean...
Depends on what's said.
What do you think? Is a Yiddish meatball.
Edward, what do you think? What do you think goes through Sapien's mind? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Air.
Yeah, it is really air.
Airhead. He's an airhead. You know what goes through Sapien? Sapien's head goes, air goes through it. Complete airhead. He's a definition of airhead.
Okay? Think about it seriously, okay? The Israeli government is the Zionist. Someone who has the power is not paying you money, okay? And you're supporting the baby killers. The ideology of Zionists.
John, Sapien's been doing this for over a year. He just came back. It's the first time you're hearing it.
We're not at supporting baby killers yet with Sapien.
Kind of.
He's still trying to figure out. Well, he's still trying to figure out if Israel is occupying the Palestinians. He hasn't figured out a position on that yet.
Yeah, this is...
Sapien, do you read history? Sapien, do you read history?
Oh.
Do you believe in...
No, let me introduce you to Sapien. You mean your history on your Instagram page?
TikTok!
Yeah, I think so.
TikTok, that's it.
I think so.
Yeah, the Sapien, I'm appalled at Sapien. You're not very firm in your moral position on this matter, and you've been educated by so many people on this topic for 3 years, and you've chosen the side of the genocider, of the oppressor. It's clear as day, but you don't get it. And I think that is because you have some underlying biases. You're anti-Muslim, I think, and I think it deals with your homosexuality. That Islam is, prohibits homosexuality, but also traditional Orthodox Christians do as well. And many Christian communities throughout the world, they ban homosexuality. All Christian countries in Africa have laws against homosexuality. It's not allowed. Absolutely not. You can't publicly...
Jews do as well. You know Judaism. Yeah, it's also Judaism.
Yeah, also Judaism as well, yeah. So I think that there's some bigotry that is affecting you year after year, decade after decade. They know who has the upper hand. Who's stealing. You can laugh, but he's gone now. You can't laugh at facts. You look somewhere foolish when you laugh at facts. Palestinian land has been stolen. It's a complete fact.
But when Daniel was in the room, Amir's room, 2 days ago, Um, Sapien was trying to defend the Zionist position. They don't want to ethnically remove Palestinians. They don't want to, from the West Bank. They don't care if Palestinians stay. And Daniel was like, no, we want them gone. We want to remove them. We want them to go to Egypt and Jordan. We don't want any of them around. And I'm like, Sapien, what do you think of that? Well, I don't know. It's just, it sounds like a controversial position. I don't know about this position. It's really controversial.
Yeah, Sapien. The prime ministers of Israel, the cabinet members, from generation to generation, from year to year, from cabinet from term to term, have all, at least several of them, have openly stated this position. Eretz Israel. Our goal is to take over the land from the Tigris to the Nile to the Euphrates.
That's the Likud Party charter since the 1960s. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, the Likud charter is from the river to the sea. They say the same exact thing as the Palestinians. But the Palestinians don't mean to kill all Jews. That's a lie. It's been promoted by Zionist dominated media. They promote this lie that Palestinians want to kill all Jews. If that was the case, Jews would not be living there at all. But actually, historically, and you don't need me to say this, but many Jews, historians, rabbis, have attested to the fact that Jews have been protected under Muslim rule. The Muslims haven't genocided Jews. You don't see anything like this happening when Muslims are in control. Were there instances where Jews were killed? Of course. The Hebron massacre is like that's a topic we could talk about. 75 people were killed. That's they were traitors. It's not as simple, but there wasn't a genocide. There wasn't a goal of extermination of Palestinian exterminating Jews. Right? So the thing is, Sapien, you've had so much time to really reflect on this matter, and I think there's just some underlying biases that are prejudices that are clouding your heart on this matter and your mind.
Sapien believes that if you believe or think the possibility of you not succeeding in liberating yourself, then you shouldn't even bother resist. You should just stay under the thumb of the oppressor. So basically, God forbid, someone's being violated physically. If you believe the person is bigger than you, stronger than you, don't even bother fight back. That's his position. It's pretty pathetic, actually. I think it's based in cowardice.
Yeah,
I said you can't fight. I said you can't fight back, but once you lose, I think you should accept your loss.
What's lost? What's losing? What's losing? So if somebody gets away with harming somebody, they should get justice. They should just accept the loss and say, "Hey, listen, this happened to me. I'm just gonna let it be."
Try to get justice, but okay, let's say somebody kills your family member, right?
Uh-huh.
And so you end up pressing charges, and the person goes to trial, and for some weird reason, the court finds the person not guilty. Okay, you can't double jeopardy the person because that's against the law.
But wait a minute, but we haven't even got to justice. But this is the problem. We haven't even. Palestinians, I know I should be saying we, but I just feel this is so probably against me as a person who's a fuck. Palestinians haven't been given the opportunity to seek justice, and when Palestinians have done things like doing the peaceful means of, let's say, protesting at the border, but the IDF shot the knees out of the Palestinian protesters. They weren't peaceful. They weren't peaceful. How were they not peaceful? How were they not peaceful?
There were cameras all over. It was on video.
Their kneecaps were shot off by the IDF, and they were protesting peacefully on their own land. Peacefully. You know that, right? Their knees got shot off?
I've seen, Daniel.
Do you know that? Do you know that? Hold on, Stephen. Do you know of that? Of instances like that? Do you?
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I think that yes, but there was also bad actors in those crowds.
Oh my God. For a second. What did those people do in those crowds? Did the so-called bad actors fire at the IDF to get fired back? No, they weren't. They never did. What bad
on Iran or any news? Any new news?
Oh, it's kind of weird, the back and forth. It's kind of, I don't know, there was Iranian, what's the name of this person from the government? He basically said that it seems like it's, this was 2-3 days ago, I think Al Jazeera quoted him, that it somehow seems to be almost like a game that's going on here. None of this is really being done in good faith. It's pretty interesting that Trump, the fact that even that in this agreement, there's a $300 billion that the U.S. government, Trump administration, is willing to give Iran for reparations, technically, for all the damage that's occurred over the years. Do you know? So they have $6 billion assets frozen. You don't want to give that. But $300 billion. Do you see this is a very interesting? I mean, if people don't believe that we are, I know, but there's people. Yeah, they don't. If you see this, we Americans, America is in a very weak position. I don't know why people don't see it as that.
Yeah, if we have to pay. And the thing is, Iran is holding out, and I think why Trump wants, is willing to pay so much money. It's not just to end the war. It's so that Iran doesn't retaliate against Israel. If Israel, goes and destroys Lebanon, or goes and destroys the Palestinians, or attacks Iran.
Yes, I just like those kids. It's like,
So my brother was trying to find a way to keep Israel safe. Well,
ever heard this story
Could
about
it be
Michael
more
Jackson?
so the midterms? How his ratings looks like shit in America. It's not. Even if you look at some of the things that Trump's been getting away with, even the slush fund.
But if he wanted to, he could just say, well, let's you can dilute the uranium down as long as we witness it, which I don't think the Iranians would have a problem with, and we'll lift sanctions.
He's saying we'll lift sanctions slowly. He's already made that.
But then
But it's not a win,
that would
though.
be enough for
But it's not a
Iran.
win for America, right? So he also needs to make it look like somewhat of a win.
But
The
the
thing about
uranium
this,
would be a
I
win.
know, but done. So JCPOA took 22 months to negotiate. 22 months. And this is not something that can be done overnight, especially the way that the U.S. has done this, right? But the point is this: there was a meeting that did occur. I think I told you. I think we talked about it a week ago, where the Iran said, because we don't have trust in America, they'll break their word, right? We want to just relocate our uranium to a sort of a neutral ground, right? Russia or China, okay? And if you guys don't pull onto your end of the agreement, then we're just gonna, which is fair. And then of course the U.S. said no. He could have taken that even and said, okay, he could have made it look like anything, but said no. So there's more to.
Yeah, and then you have to ask yourself, then what is this $300 billion? And to me, it must be something outside of
Legally, they have to, right?
Iran and the U.S.
International law,
something.
you know that, right?
And you're going to have a very
Technically
difficult
have to
time
under international
with your
law.
job.
I mean, not that we
with
abide by
living.
it, but this is actually stipulation in
Yes.
international law.
The most
That if you
obvious
cause
explanation
damage
for why an older
to a
text
country, that's,
as the
I mean,
story,
this was
sorry,
unlawful.
why
You're actually supposed to build that.
paragraphs, things like that.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, you know what they want? They want U.S. contractors to be building, rebuilding Iran.
Oh, that might that's not going to happen. I can't even imagine.
That's what $300 billion is. And do you know whose contractors will be? The Jared Kushner.
I know. Oh my God.
It's gonna line the pockets of Trump and his cult, if you want to call it. Do you see how this is very nefarious in a sense?
Yeah. That could be it. I can tell that Iran would allow American companies and Americans to come in and profit off of them that way. There's no way. Because they don't need to. All they have to do is wait Trump out, and his political position would be severely weakened, because gas prices are going to keep climbing.
That's across the world even. I mean, this is
It's
bad actually all over the
But
place.
here, July, June, the end of June until the beginning of August, especially. But really, the summer is when people travel and do, across the country and tourism.
Our agriculture also is hitting, you know that, right? This has been a big hit.
Yeah. They're
Already.
predicting
Yeah.
lower than average yields, is what farmers are saying.
Well, it's the cost of that, what's it called again? So that was the type of fertilizer. It's not potash.
Urea or
Something like that, yeah. That's, the price is now 50%. 67% of the world's supply goes to that. And what I've been hearing from this economist is that the true cost of this war is gonna be felt, not even, because it's gonna be felt next year. Because people have planned ahead, right? They have things in stock, but even when this all ends, the whole rate of pickup again keeps flowing. And the shipments through cargo is the slowest way of getting goods across. Is that there's gonna be the harshest.
People disagree, but even their morality is subjective. But what's most
and so is yours.
But how come yours isn't
What's most
subjective? You're
intuitive?
basically saying you're right because you have a definition of what God should be, and He doesn't meet your
No, I just said
definition.
that it's rational. No,
No,
I haven't.
but you're
There is no
assuming.
right. There is no right or wrong. I'm saying it's
Look,
irrational.
There is.
my underlying view of God is that this is not really a rational decision in many ways, okay? You have faith, you don't
That's what
have
I'm saying.
faith. But I think
Thank you,
that,
Tyra.
I mean, so
Okay, you
don't,
agree then.
but no, I don't agree with everything you're saying, because I think what you're saying makes no sense. You're trying to defend your lack of faith or lack of understanding by saying, oh, well, there's a
I'm not
reason for it. No, you're trying to defend it with
I'm
a
not
weird
defending
reason.
anything. I'm actually
If you
attacking.
If you don't believe in God, that's fine. No one here is actually requiring you to believe in God. And
I'm not making that argument.
but you're trying to make the argument that the reason you don't believe in God is because you don't think that God meets your definition of God. That's a little crazy. Now,
Okay, so
that's
Man, them
ass
people
backwards.
crazy.
Has nothing
Tara,
to
them
do
people
with
crazy.
that.
That's how they
But that's like ass backwards, you know?
No, I'm attacking the argument of the
Sure.
conception.
Sure. What's the question? Sure.
No, she don't know what she's attacking.
I know what the fuck I'm attacking.
No,
you
you
just want to
don't.
blindly believe in a religion that
No.
oppresses you. It's cool.
No.
Let me, cause
Actually,
You're throwing darts at a dartboard while wearing a blindfold. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? I don't care what you say.
Hello.
Don't care what you
Every
say.
single time. The other whole I don't care what you say. That's stuff that my baby niece says, not
All right.
stuff that an adult
You're still
should
saying
say.
things I don't care.
Hello.
Okay.
Just try reading the
You
book.
sound like an idiot.
Yeah, try reading the book.
Still saying things I don't care. You think
Go
I'm
on
gonna
mute.
go there with you? I'm not gonna
Go on
go there
mute.
like
Mute up.
I'm not gonna go
Mute
there with
up.
you.
Mute
Like, you're a
up.
teenage
Mute
girl.
up.
You can't go anywhere.
You're a teenage girl. Like, I don't care.
Come on, let Scarlett go. Go ahead.
You can't go anywhere.
You're a teenage girl making these insults. They're basic.
Exactly. Yes. And
Oh my
you're
God.
a dumb bitch. How about that?
Oh no! What an original insult! Oh my gosh! I'm a dumb bitch. It's infinitely better than yours. Okay. Go ahead.
Projection alert.
Go ahead, Scarlett.
Projection alert.
Scarlett, go ahead.
Come on, let the girl go.
Okay,
Tyra, I heard what you said to JB. You said something to dealing with that you don't feel like God is. You said something about God is not real, or God is not. You said subjective, and you said something else. I was washing dishes. Because I can see why JB can get confused. If people don't understand the definition of God, they don't understand what it means. All religions are all the same, it's just that praise them different.
No, what I think I said was that in order to believe in God, there is some element of faith. Faith is not necessarily a rational concept in many ways. You can rationalize it. You can say, I believe because of X, Y, and Z. But underneath it all, there is this unknowing, right? Or this unknown faith that basically, and you could say, because I believe in everything the Bible says, because I've seen miracles. There are lots of things you can say, but it requires an underlying faith. I do not think she has that underlying faith, but in order to not have it, she's trying to pretend, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say pretend, she is justifying it by suggesting that God has to meet her definition of good, and if he doesn't, then, he can't be God. That's nuts, because I think it's really the underlying issue. There are people who are atheists generally sort of feel like that, this, or at least that's where they start off generally, that it's a concept that came up because people were scared of dying, right? Or things like that, right? That's what people get. But she's coming up with, no, there can't be a God. She's trying to rationalize our underlying irrationality in a way.
Some
Yeah,
people
it's,
don't
it's,
read
yeah,
books.
it's called intuition. Like
They
people,
know difference
Christians
between
do
the
not even
subjective
think
and
that
the
God meets their
objective.
definition of
So
God.
do you believe in oxygen? How do you breathe? Let me ask you a question, Jamie. How do you breathe?
What is the truth?
JD,
You can't even breathe.
are you calling me
And you were
JD?
born at
I
your
don't know her
birth.
name.
Her name is Ada.
What's the truth
It's
gonna
a,
be
it's
in
a
your
dog,
death?
actually.
Ada,
It's a dog.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not.
Let me. How do you?
How do we breathe
Yeah.
with our lungs? Like, why is this relevant?
What do
You
we?
gotta
How do
suck
we breathe?
it.
What do we breathe?
We breathe in oxygen.
Breath.
Okay. So who did it? How did you? How did you?
Science.
Okay. So, thank you. So, can
Okay.
you see? Oh, okay. Can you see oxygen?
No, but you gotta suck it to get it in your lungs if you wanna take
No,
a
this is my
breath.
question. This is my question.
That's the truth.
Can I see oxygen with the naked eye? No.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, so you don't believe in God.
Why did they kick me? Why did they kick me?
It basically means life. Natural is life. Natural, that's life, right? So if you believe,
I mean, all this can be true. How does this negate what I'm saying?
saying that God is not real,
I don't believe in God.
but you believe in life.
Well, no, I don't believe. I don't believe in oxygen. I believe in like how y'all believe in God. Like oxygen, it was. Yeah.
Keep on.
Exactly what. Yeah.
No,
Exactly
I
what I
want to
said.
keep on.
Exactly what I said. Yeah. So if you're talking about belief in like, oh, there's no evidence. There's no, logical, like, bricks that we're coming to this conclusion of, and you're just believing it because someone told you to, then yes, I think that's irrational, and I don't see a reason to believe in it. But if there's some type of evidence that we can use that can bring you to this conclusion, then yes, I have. And now I'm not saying that like if you have a sincere belief, I guess I should say, then I think you're probably an irrational being. Like God should be looked at as much as people look at astrology. But people sincerely believe like God exists with and they do it by using no type of evidence. And then when they create the story of God, also doesn't make sense.
Let's go back.
It's just like all these things are making sense, and
So you want
it's just like no reason to believe in it. Like I find no good reason, no good arguments to believe in it.
So do let's come with like let's get the religion. Are you in tune with your spirit? Like this gonna make you feel
I'm not gonna do that. Like
no, I'm just asking because
You're trying to say she don't have a spirit.
Hold on.
yeah, I'm spiritless. I'm
But you said
spiritless.
that you believe in signs.
She just said she ain't got no spirit, Scarlett.
Spirit. Oops. I'm a horrible person because I have no spirit.
We have to define spirit.
Believe in this.
We have to define spirit.
Tara, she's right.
I don't want to.
You putting your own ideas and stuff instead of letting it flow. Instead of you letting it come to you because things.
What's the difference between letting it flow and then putting my own ideas? It's like the same
When you
thing.
put your own ideas, you can mislead yourself. Have you ever mislead yourself in the wrong path in your daily life?
And letting it flow. This is not. It's
No,
not words.
I'm asking you. Have you ever mislead? Have you ever made mistakes, mistakes? Because you're telling me you believe in science, the Bible, and the religion part. Yes, yes, because
I don't know about that one.
people are to eat on earth and what's good and what's bad, and tell you how different people. They tell you about different people's sins and stuff like that.
Welcome to the stage, Andre.
I know, because I don't think you really.
Welcome to the room, everyone.
I'm very happy that you have this topic because I am trans, and the bigotry, the hatred, the racism that's inflicted on trans people is just growing out of proportion to the reality of what some people consider the problem. And personally, I'm so happy that you have this to bring awareness about trans ideology and I'm just happy to be here. Thank you, Black.
You're not trans, I know you are, but I guess.
No, I am trans. I'm also a black woman.
You're not
And
trans at all.
don't you dare tell me who I am. Don't you identify me. How dare you?
Bro. Stop it.
Excuse me?
Just trolling.
No, this
But
is.
if you want to stay on stage, just don't troll. You can stay on stage as long as you don't troll.
All right, well then you're projecting and you're the troll. Have a good day, sir.
Shut up. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I'm about to end this bitch because I'm tired of hearing this at this point. So either find another subject or we all just gonna leave and part ways because this is done and done. What a good God you are.
Anybody else who doesn't want
Hello.
What a monster!
What a monster!
Praise the Lord.
You say I'm very arrogant. I haven't thought about
Thank
this.
you, Yahweh.
Y'all sound exactly like that. What are you talking about?
Who did that to you?
I said it.
Vic said that. Like,
I don't
he
think
was
that.
act like
I
he's
don't
not
think.
talking about me personally.
I don't think that.
Praise the Lord. I want to praise God for His glory. Praise God. Praise the Lord. Praise God.
Hello. I was talking
I
black
totally
women.
disagree. Like,
Hello.
I watch you change the subject.
Hello. I said it because as I listen to it, when there's a question, the question is frequently batted away. So
I've
when
answered
she
every
asked
question.
you, hello, when she asked you and she said, sorry, First Lady, that the people usually don't use such arguments, they begin with a cosmological argument. You don't know what that is. That's why.
Yes, I do. I'm trying to explain to you why I'm not having an argument right now.
I got it.
Like,
Let me just
we're
finish.
happy.
Let me just finish.
Like, you're saying this like it's relevant.
Okay.
Totally different.
And it's odd when someone is using, as Tara has now said 4 times, a set of terms from the Christian God to disprove the Christian God based on those terms, but you don't believe in God. And if you don't bring in the entire part of the equation, because you still have never dealt with the notion of free will, you still never dealt with the revelation of goodness and evil, you still never dealt with the Egyptian question about the evil. I know. That's all. I don't think you're trolling. I think that you just don't want to actually think through the concepts individually, which is why when somebody says free will, that's a loaded term. Free will is not a loaded term.
Yes, it is.
It is where?
Because you used it in the context of God committing or allowing bad things to happen, and then you're like, well, that's a gift He gave us, and you implied it as if it's something good without even defining it.
I did not. What I said was that free will, as I've said many times, is that separates man from beast under the problem of evil. And if you don't have the capacity for evil, you would not have the capacity for good. Therefore, you're not human. If we don't have the capacity for good and evil, are simply beasts. That's where I was talking about it. And from the Christian perspective, that is the good, that we're not beasts. Not free will in and of itself, but not being beasts. If an alligator shows up at my neighbor's house, my neighbor has a 4-2-year-old, cute little kid, showed up at the neighbor's house, an alligator came up out of down the street and ate up the kids, we would not call that evil. Because alligators don't have the capacity for evil. They're all good. That's what we're talking about. And you say you wish a God, if one existed, got rid of doing evil, then you would not know what good is. Which is why I was saying in, say, prehistoric times, before the development of a morality, when they were just knocking each other in a quasi-state of nature, they wouldn't have had a conception of good and evil because they were working on survival and self-preservation. That's the point. I was not saying it was inherently good insofar as it names a set of axiological judgments. I was saying it was good from a Christian perspective because it
that, and you don't define any of those terms, because I can simply disagree with everything that you just said. I can disagree
What terms need defining? I define every term.
that, well, one, you define free will. I remember the first time I asked you to define it, you laughed in my face.
Because we all know what free will is.
No, I defined free will in front of you, and then when I said something different, you were like, well, obviously it's part of the definition. I also disagree that your version of free will is what is the only thing that makes us human, and if we don't have it, now we're beasts. I simply disagree with that.
Under the problem of evil.
Like, you haven't thought about any of this. Okay, you have to define that.
Your definition is fine.
So my definition
We're talking about the problem of evil.
Okay,
Well, let me
that's
ask you a
fine. You still need to define your terms.
Evil?
Can alligators commit? I mean, it depends on how you define evil. You have to define your terms. You're talking about, I haven't thought about this. Y'all clearly haven't thought about that. Y'all defending this bullshit. Y'all been defining, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If I actually, hold on. If I actually broke it down with Christians about what they think is good and all good that God is, they would not agree. I'd be like, oh shit, this actually doesn't make sense.
Commit evil in the discussion that we're having.
In the discussion that we're having, I would say yes.
Evil,
I would say yes.
Let me just give you the question.
I would say yes.
Under the
Okay, an alligator can commit an evil act. No. An alligator, wait, can I just do this? An alligator can commit what we view as an evil act. They can eat a person, right? But are they knowingly committing evil? That would be the issue.
Do they have the requisite intent?
I just asked you, yes.
I would still say yes. They are knowledgeable of what they're doing.
Wow.
What are you talking? No,
They're
do they have
knowledgeable of what they're doing.
Oh my!
Yes.
An alligator knows that they're eating a. It's time to boom it.
Yes.
You
know, and you reacting the way you do without actually thinking through it doesn't mean that you know more about what the fuck you're talking about. You doing oh my gosh doesn't mean you actually negate anything that I said.
So So you said it can be evil. Explain how it could be evil under the problem of evil and what we're talking about. How can it be evil? Maybe you're right.
Under what I'm talking about and what I consider evil is committing evil acts and then being aware that you are committing evil acts.
And so alligators have a sense of morality.
I didn't say that they have a sense
then
of morality. Then
how can they know they're committing evil?
You don't have to have a sense of morality to commit evil.
Huh?
Can I help you?
What the fuck?
Help you?
Wait.
You can be simply there's plenty of people who have a sense
so
of
the baby
morality
that
that
kills
commit
somebody by
evil.
accident is evil.
Wait, you have to have
Actually, she didn't quite answer that question when you asked it about the baby.
What do you mean?
In that case, the baby that picked up the gun unknowingly shot someone was committing evil, just like the alligator, right?
Wait, you
Remember?
said someone who that commits
Remember,
what?
if you go back a while, you were a little hesitant. Somebody said, if a baby picks up a gun and shoots someone, not knowing what the gun can do, they just press it and it happened to not have a gun.
No, that was that was an accident.
But yes, I understand, but we asked you, did the baby know what they were doing, etc., and you sort of were hedging a little
The baby
bit.
doesn't know what they're doing. The alligator does.
But the alligator is doing it, he doesn't have a
Yeah,
moral
You
compass.
don't have to have a sense of
Oh my
morality.
God.
You don't have to. Oh my God, you're really conflating terms right now. So you think
Evil means
you
deeply
think having
immoral.
hold on. You think having awareness of a thing means that you have a sense of morality?
No, what I'm it's the exact
You have to
opposite.
have some morality.
I'm saying Van said that.
Answer the question.
No one brought up morality.
No, he did. He did.
Just let me answer the question. You ask questions, and when I'm answering, you start speaking, and then you say, don't answer the question. So for it to be evil is to violate, if it is to violate standards. That's evil. And especially in this discussion. Because you said all good, all knowing. That's suffering. It's dealing with human volition. Obviously. An alligator doesn't commit evil. We don't say, now you might say, a hurricane comes through, or there's that was horrible, what happened? Use it metaphorically, but in this one, it has to be a contravention of morals, a deep one.
necessarily think because you are aware of a thing that you are have sense of morality. And I don't also think just because you violate, like, that's what I mean when I say we have to define terms. I don't think because you violate moral standards, whatever that means, that you are now committing evil.
I'll just people fucking. Here, let me go dictionary. Evil.
I mean,
profoundly immoral. Here we go. The definition. Profoundly
what's
immoral.
What's immoral?
Immoral. Cool. I click on. Not conforming to accepted standards of morality.
Well,
What's
I would
morality?
think in this case,
Principle concerning the distinction between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. Particular system of values and principles of conduct, especially held by one person or a society. Okay, when do alligators get taught in bad behavior? And how much is the tuition?
okay, you said.
One of the other alligators.
I know what? I'll fall back.
Okay.
You're so committed.
No, I think what's
I
happening.
just don't think y'all have thought about this enough. And I actually think y'all underestimate how much animals do have, like, control over their own
I
acts.
didn't say anything about the control. I'm talking about the axiology, the value.
Yeah, no, not the, I mean, value.
The moral value. We're talking about moral. Come on, you cannot be serious.
Man, can I say something?
Bro, stop saying, like,
Go ahead, Brian.
you haven't thought about this. Just bow out.
Go ahead,
You haven't
Brian.
thought about this. Don't ever say I'm trolling. I haven't thought about this.
I don't think you're
thought
trolling.
about
I
this.
don't think you're trolling, but I've never thought I hear someone say that
you
an
haven't thought
alligator
about
has
this.
a moral sense.
Hey, you
Say that. You see that?
You
I didn't
literally
say that.
just implied
That's not what I said. I said I don't think you need a moral sense to commit an evil act.
All right, go ahead, Brian.
You said that.
But wait, how
And
do
now
you
you're
know
gonna go
it's
around
evil?
and say people and tell
How
people
do you
that I
know it's
said
evil
that.
then?
Because in this particular case, evil be the intent, which it can be awareness or purposeful causing of suffering or harm. In this particular
Alligator
sense.
is causing purposeful suffering or harm.
Yes, when they eat a baby.
And it knows that it's...
Yes.
My God!
Yes.
They're trying to eat food! It's a
Alligator
animal!
hungry? Alligator
Okay.
An alligator hungry
Okay.
to eat! That's not personal trying to create
Do you
harm and
think-
take the baby away from the family.
Do you think? Because I mean, that can simply be defeated by a simple hypothetical. It's so you're saying that someone. So, I mean, are you saying that for someone to commit an evil act, they must have a sense of morality, basically? Is that what you're saying?
Start again.
For someone to commit an evil act, or for them to commit evil, whatever, they must have a sense of morality of what's right and wrong.
Like my nephew for the stuff. Your nephew? This shit comes from my end. Oh, wait, sorry.
That's not what
Take
I
it
said.
back.
Right.
This
No,
time
that's
rolls
what
off the
he's
tongue.
saying.
Cock.
No.
Yeah, Jim.
I asked the
Kills me to sit
question.
back and watch.
Yeah, he's actually answering the question.
Now finish what you were gonna say. Well, I forgot already. Then unforget.
So I
I can't not notice that he's
Why y'all
fucking.
talk to me like that?
He was hard to bust down for like a license to steal. What's he throwing you
I
away?
don't give a
Guys,
I'm talking to bands.
it's a garbage thing.
Someone said it.
So we're already taking his plans. Now he's fucking with mine. What am I supposed to do about it?
I don't think someone insulted me in the chat is on my side, so.
For no shade for disharmony.
Yeah, I
You
don't
and I
care.
both know.
Yeah, I don't
That's my nephew you're talking about. How dare you? I'm my own too.
No, I don't need help.
This
I'm
fucking guy was
selfish.
supposed to be laid out on the edge by the
I'm
building.
selfish.
I know it.
I'm fearless.
You know it.
I'm fearless. Talk to me.
They have to have a moral sense. Yes. That's why I said early man who had no conception for the development of morals. I mean, that's a philosophy that doesn't even exist. But I'm not going
All right, that's enough.
Warning, atmospheric decompression. depression detected on deck 8. Environmental compensation sequence has been initiated.
Oh, shit.
I think there is a strong case for House of Evil, but it does not extend to the point
My dear Captain, you are a criminal. You've been apprehended invading one of our secret facilities. The least that will happen is for you to stand trial and be punished.
What do you want, an apology? Fucking Whitman sampler? What?
Perhaps you're aware of the incision in your chest. While you were under the influence of our drugs, you were implanted with a small device. It's a remarkable invention.
God got the ball rolling. God's universe per se, you just took the hands on the approach and allows the actual sequence of events as it involves.
By entering commands in this pad, I can produce pain in every part of your body. Various levels of severity. Forgive me. I don't enjoy this, but I must demonstrate. It will make everything clearer. Surprising, isn't it? Most people feel at first they can't steel themselves against it, that they're completely unprepared for the intensity of the pain.
I got food poisoning. You think this bothers me, you fuckhead?
With that argument, it doesn't extend
This is all good.
Close your eyes.
You've got to help me. Sorry, so sorry.
Why are you pointing a gun at your own head?
It's not my head. Well, it is mine, but it's not my gun.
What happened to you? We have to assume the body is homing in on this. We just kill the head, right?
You can't shoot the head in the face.
Why not?
Stop! Are you there?
Ramon!
You're gonna die!
With me.
Stop holding my hand. People don't do that to me.
This is all.
Incoherent. She's saying that we are irrational for believing in it because the triune God with all the omni properties cannot exist.
Correct.
And
We agree,
Brian's
we
response
agree, we
is,
agree.
and Brian's response
We all
is
agree.
one second, let me say you want to speak. Brian's response is apropos because even if everything she said was true and God didn't possess all the omni properties, doesn't mean that he would that means he doesn't exist.
Correct.
It just means that we would. Come on, your mama, don't take it out on me, bro.
I said correct. She didn't say anything.
Yeah. Y'all sound the same. Y'all sound the same. My bad. Listen, you know how y'all are passive aggressive when y'all don't get y'all fucking way. So,
Ain't nobody passive aggressive. Give me your address. Yeah. Who passive aggressive now? Yeah.
Pull up. Shorty said she gonna pull up for the day.
with overnight back.
You know,
something.
no, if what I'm saying is so stupid, you wouldn't have to lie about what I say. But you know.
Yeah. So if you look up the definition of evil, it says, I'll say it again, profoundly immoral and wicked. So at the core of that, the first adjective here is immoral. So in order to be immoral, you would have to have a set of moral standards and a consciousness of such standards. Right? If an alligator can commit evil based off this definition, they would therefore have to have a moral sense. Maybe people are using evil, I don't like the natural evil thing. There's actually a version of national evil in Christian theology, which is different. I understand what Brian was doing, but that's just like happenstance, instinct, tragedy, we use these things. Obviously, in a discussion on the Christian God and the allotment of suffering, vis-a-vis human will, we're talking about having a moral sense. That's why slavery, rape, and that's why murder, rape, and genocide have been the primary examples.
Well, but
Those
yeah,
have been the primary examples.
I've been
Not
using them as
a
examples.
rhinoceros running his horn
I mean, that
through
doesn't matter.
my chest.
I mean, that doesn't negate.
Can I move it along a little?
I mean, you literally said that alligators can.
That's the only way. That's the only way you think you can win and stuff.
There's nothing to win.
He didn't
You bring
I
part of
mean
the
it
Christian
you.
framework
Because you
over
continuously keep
here
coming
to-
off your
to-
mic,
you
which
bring
causes
part
a
of the Christian
problem.
framework
Because
over
he's
here
misinterpreting
to
what I
argue
said.
against the existence of God. How about this? Let's use the Hindu framework. Based on the Hindu framework, why is it because the framework around theodicy has no bearing on the existence of God, which now I've said, Kira said, Brian said, etc. So let's move on, Christians. Let's bring the Hindu framework or the Chukwu framework. How does that disprove the existence of God?
I mean, if God, I don't know about their God, so.
Right, that's what the argument is.
That's the point.
What's the argument?
What's your strongest argument for how the problem of evil eliminates the possibility of God? What's your strongest argument? That because evil exists, therefore no God.
I mean, it depends how y'all are defining God.
You define it. Put it in your terms, your strongest logical argument.
I would think that God is an omnipotent being, right? Y'all would agree with that, or no? Because if God is just Joe on the street, if God is just Joe on the street,
keep going.
Okay. I mean, we would have to agree with that, because if God is just Joe on the street, then maybe I could believe it.
Oh, it could be any
But
supernatural
the majority.
It just
Okay,
means a supernatural being.
Let her build.
All right, I apologize.
Okay, a supernatural being, usually.
I am the charioteer of the east, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord. Who cometh forth from the dark, and my birth is from the house of death. Only true divine hooks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe. Yea, who company the beer to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of the Lord, advancing onwards to the heights of Lord of the stream which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is in thee, and light as the rays were top of the head over the firmament.
want to say hi to my friend Honey Badger down there in the audience. I saw Honey Badger at the bar I was at last night on the wall, and I thought about you.
So you live in Chicago? Oh. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I live in Chicago.
No, I was gonna say.
I'd like to play a little song for my friends here. It's called Wizard Banishing. Well, maybe not. It's not one of my favorites. But I'm going to play for you my new political campaign song called Brandon Johnson is the Scam. I hope you enjoy.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud and a criminal who lies. Republicans and socialism for black slaves. Free buses for abortions from out of state. Allows teens to take over streets and cause chaos. Borrows $1.3 billion to give out to his crony non-profits. The FBI needs to arrest Mayor Brandon Johnson and his C2 Mafia propaganda. Affordability is a scam. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud and a criminal who lies. Republicans and socialism for black slaves. Free buses for abortions from out of state. Allow teens to take over streets and cause chaos. Borrows $1.3 billion to give out to his crowded non-profits. The FBI needs to arrest Mayor Brandon Johnson and his CTU Mafia propaganda. Affordability is a scam. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon is the scam.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, John. I think if you want to win, just focus on your own strengths, you know?
Focus on my own strength.
Yeah.
Well, you're fired. All right, I'm going to focus on my own strength. What'd you think? I want to dedicate this song to my friend Daniel Nero. Wherever he is, whatever he's doing, I hope he's doing it well. Never had one lesson. Raised in the catacombs of an opera theater. This one's dedicated to Daniel. Massive melons.
Watermelon, rainbow,
Melon rainbow. Melon rainbows.
watermelon rainbows, watermelon rainbows, watermelon rainbows.
Massive watermelons.